Linda's in Jacksonville. Hi, Linda. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Mark. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Thanks so much, Linda. What do you want to say?
Okay, first-time caller.
Okay.
My question is, on Newsmax last night, I heard that if you wanted to vote in the upcoming election, you only need to establish 30 days residence there in order to vote on the Senate race.
Yeah.
It's changed from 90. Is that true?
From what I understand, yes, it's only 30 days, and that's why Andrew Yang and the Yang Gang decided that they're all going to move to Georgia to try and influence this election in the runoff, which to me is, first of all, this is another, and that's a great point that you bring that up, Linda, and I appreciate it. This is another way that we can prove to you that the Democrats don't care about the United States of America. I mean, we can go through their policy initiatives one by one. We can see how they want open borders, how they want to, to tear down all of our infrastructure and rebuild it in a way that's green. They want to sell us out to China. They want to weaken our military. There's so many ways that they are trying to dismantle the United States of America as we know it and destroy capitalism, which is the only reason that this country is so great in the first place. And one of the reasons, and Andrew Yang, this guy doesn't respect America. If you remember during the primaries, when everyone else was wearing an American flag lapel pin, he refused. He wore one that said math, because apparently he pledges allegiance to math instead of the United States of America. He's not a big fan of the United States. He is a big fan of numbers, especially when those numbers mean, putting money in the Democrats' pockets. So not a lot of respect for the guy anyway. On top of that, he announced publicly that he and his wife and his family, and he's got the gang bang, or not the gang, well, that's a Freudian slip. What are they? The Yang Gang. The Yang Gang, pardon me. He's urging as many people in the Yang Gang to go to Georgia and stay with friends, move in, whatever, because as you pointed out, there's only a 30-day residency requirement before you can request your ballot or before you can vote in the Georgia runoff. And this is the most anti-democratic, anti-American thing ever, because the people who legitimately live in Georgia, who work in Georgia, who try to send their kids to school in Georgia, the people who were born and bred in Georgia, the people that move there and want to live the rest of their lives in Georgia, the people in that state have the right, as granted to them by the Constitution, to decide who represents them in the United States Congress. They have the right to decide who their two senators are going to be, just like everyone else in every other state. And I don't even know where the Yang Gang Bang lives, but if they're in California, then they get to vote. They can get their representation there. They have no right moving across the state to try to influence the representation in Georgia. Those are for the Georgians to say. These people are supposed to go to Washington, D.C. and fight for us, get money for our schools, get money for our military, get money for our special works projects. We need somebody who's going to go to the U.S. Senate, two people, and fight for Georgia. And what they're trying to do is bring the influence of California and New York and Colorado and wherever these people come from. They're trying to steal these two Senate races from Georgia. It's just un-American. These people don't like you, they don't like the Constitution, and they are working every single angle to undermine your ability to vote and choose your own representation. They're just going to get in their cars, drive in and say, hey, screw you, Georgia. This is too important to us in California. We need to make sure that Roe versus Wade isn't overturned or that we can pack the Supreme Court. So we are basically negating your election because this time around, you don't get to choose your own representation. The Yang Gang's going to choose it for you.